What was sort of your first encounter with Archie comics? Was it as a kid? Was it to get this job? What?
My first encounter would have been receiving the audition sides and the script. I read the script before I went into the audition. I didn't know anything about it, so I researched it, and I called my dad and asked him, because I knew he kind of read them, and he told me about them, and he filled me in, and then I went in there knowing a bit more.
So did your dad prefer Betty or Veronica?
I still haven't asked him yet. That's a good question. I got a call.
You did an episode where you did quite a bit of music. Can you talk about that?
It was awesome. I play a lot of guitar. I was on scholarship at school, so it's good. I love the musical stuff with it. I have a lot of fun, and we're also doing a lot of recording. So every couple of weeks we go into a studio and we start recording, which is awesome because I've never really gotten the opportunity to do that. So it's been amazing.
Is there a particular episode that you've already filmed that you're excited for fans to see music-wise?
A music-wise one, episode 6. Okay. Episode 6 for the variety show. There's a lot of cool music in that. Really cool. I'm serious. It's good.
Was there any skepticism when you started reading the comics? Because what the comics are classically versus what they are even now and what you guys are doing with Riverdale, sort of 3 different things. So.
Yeah. I think our show is most similar to the recent adaptation by Mark Waid and Fiona Staples. It's still similar in terms of characters and the classic iconic love triangle between Archie, Veronica, and Betty, but it's more similar to the most recent adaptations than to the ones that were like 50 years ago.
We see Archie and Jughead interact at the very end of the pilot. Can you tease what that relationship is like moving forward over the first season?
Yeah, well, we're on episode 7 now, and they still haven't gotten over whatever happened. I don't even know what happened between them, but it's obviously something really bad that I'd obviously done something to him that's made him feel that way, and I'm still trying to work my way. I'm trying to be friends with him again, but we still haven't quite got to that point yet, but we'll see where that goes. It's funny actually. Me and Cole have been talking about how like when are we going to be mates? Like start actually having scenes where we can laugh together.
Obviously, in the pilot, you got a lot of kind of quiet, nonverbal acting. There's a lot of like staring off into space and being sad.
Yeah.
Is it exciting to kind of take that character that you've got connected with emotionally and move into a thing where he's able to do a little bit more?
Yeah, it is exciting. It was. It's good that you say that. Like the pilot was really. There was a lot of that, like kind of just non-verbal acting, where I was just kind of there, and Lee, our director, would be talking me through stuff while I was in the scene. While we were shooting, he'd be saying stuff to me, what to be thinking, blah blah blah. Which was really great. By the way, he's such an epic director. Our show wouldn't have been as good without him, honestly. And so yeah, there is still a lot more of that coming as well on the episodes after that. He's just a bit of a brooder, hey Archie. Spends a lot of time in his head.
Could you talk a little bit about his relationship with his father? We're not quite sure what that's supposed to be like.
Well, in the pilot, obviously he's torn between football and music, and his old man wants him to play football, but Archie reckons he's going to be this really awesome musician, and in the second episode, and we can still see him kind of wanting to decide. He's really indecisive. He doesn't know what he wants, and then his dad actually comes to terms with everything, and he realizes that it doesn't really matter what he wants, is what I want, and so you see what he does decide to do, and what he lets go of, which makes up for a good storyline with him and his dad as well. There's some really awesome scenes with Luke. Luke is such a great guy.
Indecisiveness seems to be a mark of Archie overall, especially with the iconic Betty, Veronica
in
debate.
that realm as well, he's really indecisive still in our series as well. He's still battling between the two.
Why is that an interesting character? It'll bring viewers back every week. Why is that fun to watch?
If you're a fan of the comics, it's always going to be something that's going to attract all those Archie fans. But it's also just one of those classic things that it's never boring to see like a love triangle. It's something that's ongoing and that it'll never get boring.
Now, starring in a comic book adaptation brings a whole new fan base. Were you prepared for all the fans to just like hop on you as soon as you were cast?
It hasn't quite happened like that yet. I mean, no one knows who I am. I'm just a kid from New Zealand, I guess, but people have kind of warned me that it's going to happen, but you can't imagine it happening until it happens. I've been watching Cold, and it happens to him a lot. I don't quite know how I'm going to deal with it. Got to figure something out, I guess.
But, there is the Afterlife with Archie zombie horror comics.
Yeah.
Are you interested, excited to take those on as a Halloween episode, as a parallel universe?
There has been a little bit of talk about some of that stuff for Halloween episodes with the Afterlife for Archie. I'm not sure how that's going to pan out. We haven't really given it too much thought, but I think that's a really good idea. That's going to be just.
We just spoke to Ashleigh, obviously.
Yeah.
Can you tease a little bit about the relationship between Archie and Josie and how that plays out moving forward?
Yeah, Archie and Josie. Archie really loves. He really admires the Pussycats and Josie and her musical talent, because he's like an aspiring musician and he wants to get better as well. And he kind of tries to start hanging out with her, but she doesn't really. Like in the pilot, you can kind of see that as well. She doesn't really want a bar of it, but she gets a little bit warmer to Archie. But other than that, we don't have too many scenes with each other. But the few that we do, it's been really great. She's awesome. But I got a feeling we're going to be working a lot together with the whole musical side of the show.
How does the Cheryl Blossom mystery kind of enter into his life, other than the mystery that kind of evolves out of it?
Archie, for the first few episodes, the murder is really all that's going on in his head. He's got like music, football, and then the murder, and obviously like his relationship with Betty and Veronica and stuff. But the murder is what is the center of everything, and his relationship with Miss Grundy as well, because they were the only two there at Sweetwater River, and he kind of feels isolated in the pilot where he doesn't know what to do. He's got no one to talk to about it. His dad doesn't even know about it. Jughead, his best mate, doesn't even know it. Betty doesn't even know it. So you kind of see as we go on how that relationship, how it maintains with that going as well, because that is like what really gets
Archie comics have had some crossovers with like the Predator and Punisher. Would you like to see Archie crossover with, say, any of the superheroes that are done up there?
Oh, that'd be sick, eh? I don't know how that would work though. Like I've actually thought about that myself. Like, how would that work? Like, get me in the Avengers movie or something.
So, as we saw in the pilot, Archie and Miss Grundy have this very complicated relationship, but they're going to be doing music lessons.
Yeah.
Can you describe
music
how,
lessons?
Can you describe how that's going to start to go for him as the series continues?
I can't tell you too much, but it she yeah, they obviously have a relationship, a very complicated relationship where he genuinely wants to learn about music and he wants to become a better musician, but it's more about what you guys are going to see is about how she sees our relationship. I'm going to stop there.
Do you guys?
She's looking at me.
Do you guys have your own theories that you talk about on set about who the murderer is or what's going on? And...
we have no idea yet, but we kind of have our different theories. I thought for a while it was Cheryl, but I could be wrong, but yeah. I don't know. Yeah, we don't know. We have absolutely no idea. We kind of kept in the dark a little bit, and I think that's kind of beneficial for us as well in terms of the acting side of it.
You're playing this iconic character, and there's a lot of iconic teen movies out there, and whether it's Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Breakfast Club, 10 Things I Hate About You. What's your favorite teen movie?
My favorite teen movie? Does X-Men count?
To me, it does.
X-Men was like my favorite. X-Men and Spider-Man were my two favorite movies growing up, and I remember them casting Spider-Man like I think last year, and that would have just been like a dream come true. But yeah, Spider-Man definitely. Spider-Man takes it. He's my guy. Yeah.
Is the revelation that Kevin is like, oh my God, Archie's hot now.
Mm.
How is kind of that change in perception of the rest of Riverdale, the way they look at you, gonna affect Archie?
I'm not sure what you mean.
Well, because if suddenly Archie's like hot and more popular and more sought after,
Right.
how does that affect somebody who's struggling to find his own identity?
Oh, right. You mean like because people think Archie's?
Yeah.
I don't want to say it like. Like, how is he gonna?
How does kind of the perception of Archie around school as suddenly being a more desirable person affect his journey when he's still trying to figure out his own shit?
I think it's. I don't think that is too big of a hurdle for him to achieve what he wants to achieve. I think like there's little comments every now and then you'll see and as we go on, like little comments about that kind of stuff. But it's never anything that really gets in between him and his dream.
How are you liking the music that you're playing on the show?
It's really good. We have great writers, and recording in the studio has been really cool.
What kind of tunes is he, like we heard some sampling in the pilot, but what kind of music is he really pursuing?
Heaps of a lot of songs that are about what he's experiencing, whether it's with Grundy or the kind of battle between Archie and Veronica, but you can really you hear it in the lyrics about of what it's about, and he writes these songs. Like each song has a different story, and it plays in a moment of whatever episode it's in. It'll play in a moment where it can relate to whatever's happening in the scene.
What did it take for you to get used to being a ginger?
Oh, it took me. I'm still getting used to it. I mean, no, I'm used to it now. But when I first got it dyed and I looked in the mirror, I didn't want to look in the mirror anymore. It was hard, but it's good now. I like it. All right, guys.